Welcome back to the That Good and Cough YouTube channel. We're out here, we made it to King of the Hammers. Andrew's deflating tires behind me on the truck. Just got the truck done, drove it all the way out here, 21 hours. Didn't have any issues with it, so we're lucky there so far. But we picked up Brad at the Palm Springs airport, and we're out here. We just watched all the EMC class cars go off Hammertown, which Hammertown's that direction. Turkey Claw's over there, and then they're going up the hill climb around that mountain right there. I don't know all the terms yet, but then they're running around, and you can see where the orange barrier is where the cars are running alongside the mountains here. And there's one up there. That guy's probably in like physical 10th. We watched every car leave, and then we were able to make it out here before the first car came back around. So that worked out really nice for us. And we're just trying to figure this out. I want to take you along for the adventure. See him attempting the hill climb right there. Some of the cars have had to back down it, take another swing that is extremely steep. Then they have to loop around and run the side of this mountain, and that gets pretty dang off camber. See the car catching some air sideways. Got Brad Lovell in first place. I don't know if you can see him, this GoPro doesn't zoom in much, but coming across there, headed towards the traffic jam at the hill climb. I don't know if it's a spy pass for the stock cars, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how the Bronco does, because you could see the 45 and 4800 cars are struggling to get up that hill. KOH just claimed a victim. Got a lot more cars coming in now. Probably can't see the little blip, but that's a co-driver at the bottom of this hill climb at Turkey Claw. Broke and then ran all the way back to Hammertown, then grabbed a part, carried it all the way back, and is making his way, you might be able to see him now, making his way back to the pile up over there at Turkey Claw. Well, we made it up to Jackhammer. We just drove all the way across Hammertown and had a couple scares on the sand hills, but this old truck made it up here. And as you can tell, that Bronco down there is having a little bit of a time. And all the trucks up here are pretty capable vehicles, so definitely a tough one to get up to. All right, so just to give you guys perspective, that's Hammertown over there, and then we drove up here. This is Jackhammer, and then Sledge over there, and the cars are going through the valley, and people are standing here, and they're also standing, you can see them way over there. So not a bad spot, but we're gonna go to Chocolate Thunder and see if we can get a little closer to the action. Trying to work our way over to Chocolate Thunder. We want an official. Oops, big hole, big hole. for the EMC race day on Friday here at King of the Hammers. We're gonna be back in the morning, but for right now, we're airing up the truck tires. We had them aired down so we can get around the desert a lot better, get more traction in the sand, and a lot smoother ride when you air down your tires. So we're getting them aired up, then we're going back to the hotel and do it all again tomorrow. Not sure if you could see through the windows, but the amount of people, we're not even close to Hammertown yet. The amount of people out here camping is just insane this year. All right, day 2 out here, King of the Hammers. We're out at Turkey Claw again, where we started off yesterday, just because they're making that desert lap coming back into Turkey Claw, and this hill climb is so entertaining. But while we're waiting, everyone is just taking off, so we're waiting for him to come around on the desert lap. I'll take you through and show you the truck that we're using to run around here at King of the Hammers. So this is a 2005 F250. We shortened it to a short bed, and then it was also wrecked, so we had to take the back of the cab off a good truck and weld it onto this cab. One thing you will notice is we made the conversion to the aluminum Super Duty front clip. It's also got bulge fenders. We went with the, I think it's McNeil glass up front, and then fiber works for the rear bed sides. But up here it's pretty simple. It's just got an off-road bumper. We put some hella off-road lights up front, but nothing too crazy going on in here. And then we bought some 2.5-inch Fox shocks for the front. So that's pretty much the gist of the front end. We still are running the factory bump stops. Would have liked to have had time to do hydraulic bump stops, but we were trying to make it out to King of the Hammers and that didn't get done. So let's go to the interior. Got all our junk in here, but it's caged from the firewall back. Pretty simple cage. We weren't ever planning on racing it. If we do another one, we'll probably make it to where if we wanted to run like a desert race, we could. But this is just more for safety and be able to put the seat harness bar in there. And then, so old race seats out of my race truck. So old seats out of my race truck. And then the back has just got the factory back seat, and it's not meant to go fast with someone in the back, just if you need to move some, haul some people around, maybe in the future do a remote pit or something. So that's the interior. Oh, and we made the Super Duty seat slider work with the race seat so you can adjust them. And then we'll touch on, we put a race steering wheel in, made an adapter to go to the Super Duty column, put the shifter in, and then brought the 4-wheel drive knob up higher, put a better Sony display so you can have Apple CarPlay, and we put some KC rock lights up in the ceiling, that way you have an interior light. So you can see side exhaust. And in the back, we took the old King shocks off my race truck and built like a little bed cage basically for the back, and then tied it into the cab cage and put a Fox 2.0 bump in there. So that's a 2.5-inch King, and that's the 2.0 Fox. And so far pretty happy with how everything's performing. And then got the limit strap in there. Still running factory Super Duty axles front and rear, just because they work for what we're doing. Dual spares. Got the Badlands jack from Harbor Freight. Got a Igloo cooler. Found one that fit the space we had to work with. Got spare fuel, oil jugs. We need somewhere to put them in there. Toolbox. And then we wanted this front corner open. That front corner up there open. That way you can put whatever kind of stuff you want in there. So the bed sides, they didn't have Super Duty bed sides yet. They just had F-150 bed sides that fit to Super Duty. And so we grafted an F-150 tailgate and had to chop it down actually to make it fit. And so yeah, there's the truck. So we're leaving Chocolate Thunder. The top 5 just went through. Jason Scherer is in the lead, and so we're gonna go try to catch him as he comes through Hammertown and takes a checkered flag. It's been awesome so far, and really wondering what that podium or that win's gonna look like in Hammertown, how they're gonna celebrate it, and I'm gonna bring that to you and show you. But everyone else has got the same idea as us and is headed towards Hammertown. Just for those of you that are new, and this gives you a little perspective, there's Hammertown over there. You got right over there is Turkey Claw. The desert lap is around that area, and then they cut across the desert over there, go through a bunch of rock trails back in here, and then come through Chocolate Thunder, work their way through the rocks, back around, and then into Hammertown. The EMC race was just that. In the 4400 race, they're circling back around, doing another rock lap, and then come back to Hammertown, so we're gonna go catch them. Blazing our own trail on the Super Duty. Trying to avoid the silt that is over there. Headed back down to Hammertown, but figured I'd show you guys how we've been riding around in the extended cab Super Duty. There's really not too much space, but it's not too cramped, just enough.
Cold air.
And we got cold air conditioning, and we're not breathing in the dust.
Taking his way back towards Hammertown. At the moment, so long as Raul Gomez is within 60 seconds of Jason Scherer, Raul Gomez will be king.
And right now we're looking at an advantage of possibly about 20 to 30 seconds because we timed it back there quite a ways, but there, where he went by, Dave was doing some counting in his head. He figures he's about 20 seconds behind him, so that is a 40-second advantage, and we don't have far to go to get to Turkey Claw. So Turkey. Ladies and gentlemen, your Ditto Time Race of Kings past champion and unofficially current champion, Raul Gomez. Let's hear it!
Well, that's a wrap on King of the Hammers 2023. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. But we're airing our tires back up using the little ARB air compressor, and truck made it. We weren't sure if we were even going to be able to make it much past Kansas City, let alone all the way to King of the Hammers in a brand new truck that was sitting in pieces because we started building it, got into short course racing. This just sat on the wayside, and we're like, you know what, let's go to King of the Hammers. Such an awesome experience, and man, hope we come back next year. And this really makes me want to get an Ultra 4 car, so never know what the future holds, but that's that. We'll see you next time.